overall, it's going to bring the wages way down on the north. It's going to end a lot of the social protections, which we're already seeing in Ireland, with the poor hospital services, etc. Now the post office will be privatised. There'll be no social element to the service anymore, etc. It's not going to attack the rich because they're going to profit from this. The big thing is when you're going to have to work for less in order to keep your job, and then you add the negative equity that's maybe coming in the house thing. You're going to see real pain.
The right of peoples and nations to self-determination, that's the key thing that is at issue. Countries can no longer decide their own policies. Peoples can no longer decide. The Irish people won't be able to decide under this backward and anti-democratic treaty. And that's why we should say no to it, so that they have to go back.
Binnenkort tot het verleden. Ierse pubs buiten Ierland. Jean-Claude Hulot van de Europese Commissie heeft vandaag een besluit bekendgemaakt waarin de EU stelt dat Ierse pubs echt Iers moeten zijn.
The EU regulations are quite clear on this point. Regional qualifications can only be used when they apply to a product or service that stems from the region in question. This is true for champagne, which must be from the region of Champagne, for cognac, which must be from cognac, and for camembert, which can only come from camembert. You cannot claim that an Irish pub from Helsinki is the same as one in Dublin. There will always be something missing. Craig, the Irish call it.
Niet iedereen is het eens met deze interpretatie van de EU-regels. Zo is meneer Yi Chin, eigenaar van de Golden Shamrock, een protestactie begonnen tegen dit besluit.
It's no good. Irish pub is not only for Ireland. It's part of human culture, not just for nation. We will fight this decision.
Ook Mr. John Walsh van Tourism Ireland ziet bezwaar in deze EU-maatregel.
At Tourism Ireland, we're very concerned about this announcement. Ireland is very much about great landscapes, great culture, great people, and indeed great pubs. Irish pubs throughout the world give you an idea what it's like in Ireland. Not as good as Irish pubs, but we really hope that the EU will reconsider this announcement.
But there's a loss of power by the national parliament, and of course by the citizens who elect that parliament. And there's the shift from the citizen, power from the citizens and the elected TDs, members of parliament, to the government ministers, who at European level are making laws for 500 million people. There's a huge increase in their personal power at the expense of democracy, at the expense of the right of the citizens to decide the laws of the national parliament to make them. I mean, an extraordinary system where 27 non-elected commissioners have the monopoly of proposing all EU laws. There's the European Parliament, but it's not a real parliament in the sense that normally in the Parliament, laws are proposed by members of the Parliament, but that's not possible in the European Union system. The European Parliament can't propose or initiate any law. It comes from this non-elected body.
This is the seat of their power, the European Parliament in Brussels. And just for good measure, there's a second campus at Strasbourg, at the request of the French. Witness the process of EU democracy, legislating over the detail of every aspect of life within EU states, often with voting schedules so intense that they abandon electronic voting with the inevitable chaos and mistakes.
No amendments in favour, against, abstentions, as carried. Congratulations to the rapporteur. Next, Mr. Blockland's report. Batteries and accumulators, and waste batteries and accumulators. A proposal for a directive. 2 amendments, 2 blocks. Block 1, compromise, all in favour. Against? Abstentions? It's carried.
Yesterday we had the President of the Parliament tell us that it was acceptable to make a number of mistakes in getting the vote wrong because we're voting so fast it's impossible to see how people are voting anyway. Can you please slow down?
Dear colleagues, well, let me just show you what we've got to get through today. I'm sorry, but, we're never going to get through it if we don't proceed at pace.
This is hardly the way a democratic organisation should conduct its business, let alone one that controls a union of states governing around 500 million people.
So what are MEPs for? Well, I'll tell you. MEPs are here to vote, and to vote often and to vote regularly. Sometimes we vote up to 450 times in the space of 80 minutes. Now, I have to confess, hands up, I don't know what's going on half the time. I haven't even read all of the documents, so massive are they. Now, it could be that my fellow MEPs down there are all Albert Einsteins and all absolutely understand what's going on. But I suspect that's not the case. In fact, it's rather like paying monkeys, because what happens is the civil servants draw up the list, and if it's vote number 58 and the piece of paper says vote yes, you vote yes, and if it's number 59 and it says vote no, you vote no. It is an absolute farce. It is a complete sham masquerading as democracy.
The only EU government officials that would be elected by popular vote anywhere in Europe are the members of the European Parliament. The MEPs have virtually no power to make laws. They have no legislative initiative, which means they cannot introduce bills into European Parliament. They can only suggest amendments to bills proposed by higher levels of government. If and when such bills are passed down as far as the European Parliament,